You're watching Chillmonger. The very fine people over at Variety have a headline: Jonathan Majors criminal case. DA releases new details, including a police incident in London. This article is written by the very credible Rebecca Rubin and Tatiana Siegel. We all remember that Rebecca Rubin and Tatiana Siegel were there early on. They said, we're going to follow every bit of this case. But when this video surfaced of Jonathan Majors 8 minutes later walking right past her and avoiding that woman, they didn't have anything on the website. When this happened and she was at the club, bottle full of bub, she's using her finger like it's not injured at all. Her arm wasn't twisted. Her ear is okay. Now she's going up the stairs and she seems to be fair. Find her in the club. Rebecca Rubin and Tatiana Siegel didn't have a video about that, an article about that. But they got one here. Prosecutors in the Majors case have revealed a previously unreported incident involving London police, which they believe is relevant to their case. All right. What day did it happen? March 24? Because Majors was arrested on March 25. He called the police on March 25. That's when she sent a suicide note on March 25. Was saying she's going to kill herself, mixing drugs, was laying down locked in her own closet on March 25, and Jonathan Majors dialed 911. So that's the whole reason why we're here, right? And then the cops tried to finagle say that he strangled you, we'll arrest him. And that charge has been completely dropped. So according to March 25, this new London report arrest or rather a London police incident that's gone unreported. This has relevance to March 25th? Okay. When was it? In a new 115-page filing obtained by Variety. I wonder how you guys obtained that. It's very one-sided. I'm just saying. It's very one-sided, and I understand this. When I read stuff on Insider and I see that they're reporting what the defense attorney Priya Chaudhry of Jonathan Majors, what the defense attorney is sharing, I know where that's one side is coming from. But I believe the evidence, because it's videos and because it's an Insider article writer saying, oh, I saw footage from the streets that saw him getting out of the car and she was pulling on his jacket. So when the Laura Italiano, that's not no Rebecca Rubin or Tatiana Siegel, but when Laura Italiano of Insider writes that and says, I did see this, that's believable. That's like the second-hand witness. Second party. Prosecutors say they are attempting to get a copy of London Metropolitan Police report from September 2002. Attempting to get it? Attempting to get it. And again, September. When this charge gets dropped tomorrow, they're going to say, but September, they wouldn't let us. We tried to get it, but it just didn't work. That's not even the juiciest part. While it is unclear what that report contains, the filing references medical care obtained by Stephanie at the time. And Stephanie is a citizen of the UK. Jonathan Majors was in London during that period when he was filming Loki Season 2. This development comes a day before Majors has to return to his court. I don't believe he has to return. I believe he can go virtually. Wednesday's court appearance is expected to be one of the final pre-trial hearings before the judge rules on whether to proceed or dismiss the case. The lengthy filing from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office is in response to the actor's motion to dismiss the case, which is valid. If we've been paying attention, it's been past 90 days. If we've been paying attention, there's 2 terabytes of evidence, which had a lot of video footage that was never flagged because the district attorney is playing dirty. Maybe you're new to this case. That they snuck in like a day before the first time it was supposed to go to trial. It does not entirely lay out the district attorney's case. Though it is intended to provide enough detail to move the case forward, Variety previously reported that additional alleged abuse victims, there they are again, of Majors are cooperating with the district attorney's office. Were the alleged abuse victims there on March 25? Do they even exist? I thought they disappeared, but we're hearing about them again. The alleged abuse victims. That word alleged is powerful. You can say anything with alleged. The filings are also alleges that Majors' legal team has leaked and misrepresented court evidence. Bro, I just showed you that. At the club. That's very relevant and it doesn't misrepresent anything. She's fine and she's uninjured. She goes and approaches him. She's fine and she's uninjured. She's the abuser. He was the victim, as you can clearly see here when he pulls away from her who was approaching. Get away from me. I don't want anything to do with you. That's what he said with that motion. Ugh. As that woman was pulling him, you can see her tugging her back. And Stephanie's like, no, I got this, I got this. As that woman is pulling Stephanie back, she says, no, I got this, get off of me. She's perfectly fine. That is not a victim. That person's the abuser. Let's read some more. It gets juicier. The documents also offers new details on the events that led to Jonathan Major's arrest. On March 25, he and her were taking a private car service. We already knew all of this stuff. It was the Black Lane limousine services to their Chelsea neighborhood. Stephanie, who worked a movement coach, yada yada, she saw a text message on Major's phone that read, "Wish I was kissing you right now." See, the reason why we know that and that's not new is because in the video on the street that I showed you, we can hear her say that. So now it feels like, okay, we got to add that to part of the story because people found that. They made out the sound of what she said. Yes, we know that was what is being claimed. Wish I was kissing you right now. She allegedly took the phone out of his hands to see who sent the message. Allegedly? No, she did. Okay. Then Jonathan Majors began grabbing the right side of Stephanie McMahon's body and prying Stephanie's right middle finger off the phone, causing bruising, swelling, and substantial pain. All right. Can I just talk about that for a second? If somebody does take my phone away from me and I'm getting my phone back, your fingers are collateral damage to the phone. In basketball, a guy can go up and try to make a big dunk or some layup. He's right at the rim. If you're going for the ball and you hit his fingers, which is covering that round ball, that's not a foul. They say you're going for the ball. That's totally okay. Now, she is occupying his phone. She's the occupier. She's on the attack. We're going to say, oh, wait a minute. Now you can get your phone back, but you can't make contact with her finger because that causes bruising, swelling, and substantial pain. That's criminal. Even though we're here because of what happened in the apartment hours later, 11 hours later, because some cops decided to make a bogus strangulation charge. That's relevant to the case, and we got to fight that. All right. Well, that's my opinion on that. It's completely okay. Put yourself in the situation where somebody took your phone. You're getting back your phone. Bruising and swelling. There was no swelling. We saw the videos. There was no visible swelling. It says the filing continues. Then grabbed Stephanie's arm. Because that's not okay when someone has your phone as you want to get to it because they're holding it on the other side. If he did it. And right hand. And proceeded to twist her forearm, causing substantial pain to her finger and arm. There it is with the substantial pain again. Then the defendant struck Stephanie's right ear, causing a laceration. Remember that, okay? Right ear laceration to the back of your ear and substantial pain. Now, there is according to them, video later on in the day where she's going to say, why is my finger broken? And she's going to be reacting to her ear as if it's bleeding for the first time. We see video of her at the club, and you don't do that with lacerated ear. But also remember that because down here we're going to read, after he retrieved his phone, Majors exited the vehicle, and Stephanie attempted to follow the actor. She's following him. Do you follow your abuser? That's when the defendant grabbed her, picked her up, threw her back inside, and sustained substantial pain where it is more, including a fractured finger, bruising about her body, a laceration behind her right ear, and bump on the head. Which of these actions caused the laceration behind the right ear? You're claiming it twice. That was a little bit sloppy. Now, maybe there was 2 lacerations. Maybe the laceration got bigger, but it doesn't say that. It just says the laceration here, and then they talk about struck her right ear, causing a laceration to the back of her ear. Well, if it was caused earlier and then it happened again, that's sloppy. The filing calls into question a number of media leaks that paint Stephanie as the aggressor. You know, like when he shows you pictures of his face which were bleeding, stuff like that. Has pleaded not guilty to the 4 charges leveled against him. A 5th charge of strangulation, which is what began this stuff, was dropped. So why are we still here? Something happened in London a year ago that's relevant to the case? Sorry, it's not relevant to the case. He called 911 to get some police to get her medical attention. Police came and they did what they did. That is why we are here, because of cops. You dialed 911. There's three different groups of people that you're going to attract. And the third of the three groups of people, after being asked 19 times what happened to you, and she answers, I don't know, found a way to arrest Jonathan Majors. Everything right now is trying to make the worst out of that situation, where he's the one who called 911 for her. Major's lawyers previously alleged there's a video that shows at least, well, I don't care about that. Who called 911? No, whatever. They didn't do anything to them there. They did something to them later on at the house. So whatever happened on the street and with 911, whether they came or whether there's more 911 calls than not, doesn't matter to me. Chaudhry maintained there's evidence, there's clearing Majors of any wrongdoing, including surveillance, that shows her completely unharmed. Yeah, there is. I saw it. We all saw it. I just showed it right now, early in the video. Surveillance video referred to by the defense actually shows Stephanie visibly upset, crying, and seeking help from strangers to get an Uber cab home. She did not go to the cab home. She went to the club. And Rebecca and Tatiana, you did not report that. And if you're a Variety user and you only get your news from Variety, you'd have no idea that there's video of her at the club. You should say that. The people that she communicated with in the Uber cab home, those people that she was talking to, she actually goes to the club with Chloe later on. Major's team contended that the DA is withholding relevant information. However, the filing says that DA disclosed a substantial amount of discovery. Yeah. That included NYPD memo books, phone records, medical records, signed search warrants, and related affidavits for the defendant's iCloud and phone, surveillance video from 8 locations, and witness interview notes from 9 individuals. Lovely. That's called evidence. If they have it, it's going to be very useful for March 25. You can't talk about something that happened in September of 2022. I'm on Deadline's website now. Details of the London police report from over a year ago are unknown. However, medical records from the UK, photographs taken by the medical providers, and correspondence with a medical provider related to a September 2002 incident are amongst the new evidence prosecutors acquired, according to a recent filing of the New York criminal case. Rejecting a defense motion to dismiss the matter, Bragg and his assistant DA Kelly Galloway also now accuse Major's defense team of fictional and meritless allegations against their office in an attempt to take the case off track. No, you're taking the case off track. This is about what happened on March 25. You're talking about September 2002. You're talking about other alleged victims. He dialed 911 for her. You're taking it off track. You are the case. You guys and your inability to dismiss charges, to change charges and add new ones during that May 9th hearing, to look at some video that they provided you, because the defense team did give you some evidence that, hey, look, you can drop the case. This is actually what happened. And instead, now you match a story of what the defense had. That's what you guys did. You guys changed your charges on May 9th and played dirty rather than say, oh, yeah. I can actually see what you're providing me and this is evidence and we're good. They also accused the defense of spreading misinformation about non-existent video footage of the March incident and claiming charges were against Stephanie for supposedly attacking their client. Yeah, the police have probable cause to arrest her. You don't want it. You deactivated it. This happened. She is away from the country and she has not returned. The DA office adds that Jonathan Major's defense lawyers have been distributing a wanted flyer against Stephanie in an effort to shift focus. I wish I saw those wanted flyers. Where are they? While defendant claims the people did not investigate Stephanie, a thorough investigation was conducted into the facts of this case. No. Did you conduct a thorough investigation against Stephanie? You haven't said that. And in doing so, the people have chosen to prosecute Jonathan Majors, the DA's office said in its filing, which was October 13, simply because the defense counsel does not agree with the people's use of prosecutional desertion. It does not follow that an investigation was not conducted. That's like a double negative. Say we did investigate Stephanie. You can't just say, well, just because they're not happy with it doesn't mean we didn't follow. Doesn't mean that an investigation wasn't conducted. Let's just say that an investigation was conducted. That's all you got to do. Do you guys see the wordplay? When things go bad for the DA, and they're saying that we're shifting the focus of the case, we're going to look at quotes like this. And they're going to be able to say, yeah, we didn't say that we investigated her. We just said investigation was conducted into the facts of this case. And all we said was just because you're not happy with what you were doing, it does not follow that an investigation was not conducted. We never ever said that we did investigate Stephanie McMahon Helmsley. We never said it. Nope. We're good. Wake the fuck up, people. Those of you who see the bullshit are probably been watching my channel a long time now. Those of you who don't see the bullshit, very few of you who are still at this part of the video, welcome. There's a witch hunt against Jonathan Majors because he's black. That's why. So the cops, there were 6 of them. All of them were people of colorless. Despite the activation of an investigatory card by the police. We all know this. Yep. British citizen, yada, yada, yada. On September 2023 and September 12th, the prosecution informed that the NYPD, that the people would decline to prosecute any charges brought by the NYPD. Oh, they will just not charge. Okay. We already knew they wouldn't do it when we heard about this cross complaint back in, was it the summer, June maybe? They're still on their bullshit. Stephanie is intended as a witness for the prosecution in the much delayed trial, very much delayed. And the DA said today its office is paying for her to fly over from the UK. There you go, taxpayers' money. So if you need a reason to be mad, New York City residents, here it is. It's also paying for her lodging while in the US for the trial, whenever it actually starts. I'll interject by saying Insider has now reported that she planned to turn herself in the 10th Precinct State House in Manhattan's neighborhood on Tuesday, 2 sources familiar with the plans said, adding that a day-long negotiation for her surrender fell through on Tuesday. She's now expected to turn herself in at the precinct sometime on Wednesday, and to be released without having to submit to formal booking, meaning she won't be fingerprinted or held beyond the minimal time it will take to give her a summons that cites her charges, criminal mischief and misdemeanor assault, the sources said. Now we're on Daily Mail. Listen to this. Jonathan Majors' ex-girlfriend, Stephanie McMahon, is accused of assaulting him and will surrender to the New York's Police Department 7 months after he was arrested for attacking the English dancer. They're going to say cite the source right over here, so I'm going to go straight to Messenger. Here we are on the Messenger, same sort of headline. Says that Stephanie, the woman who accused Jonathan Majors, will soon be charged with assault 7 months after the actor's March arrest, according to the Office of the Deputy Commissioner, Public Information, the DCPI, for the New York Police Department, who exclusively confirmed the domestic violence charge to the Messenger on Monday night. That is called credibility. That is journalism. That is the way we do things. I've never visited this website before in my life, and they automatically have credibility. The Deputy Commissioner, Public Information, tells Messenger that Stephanie is expected to voluntarily report to the police precincts in the near future after the actor filed a counter complaint against her back in June. According to law enforcement source, Stephanie, who was overseas at the time, will be issued a desk appearance ticket, which police issue to require a suspect to appear in court to answer charges. I guess she's going to go to court and she won't be wearing orange, but the arrest will happen. The investigation will happen, and the New York police will do what they've been trying to do since June. Regardless of how many times the DA's office say, no, you got to deactivate that incident card. Nothing to see here. No, we're perfectly fine. Wonderful. You know why? Because it's relevant to the case of March 25th. At the bottom of this article, which repeated a lot of stuff we know, the Messenger has reached out to the attorneys Brad Edwards for Stephanie, Chaudhry for Jonathan Majors, and the DA for a comment. I guess since they didn't comment, and they are updating this article, since they didn't comment, I guess they didn't just, they posted without waiting. That's fine. Thank you for adding that. So that last part is the juiciest, that she will be back in America and she is going to be turned into the police. So this arrest is happening. Handcuffs, I don't know if it's a ticket to the desk, whatever it is. The legal process will play a part. Variety is who they are. Rolling Stone is who they are. Did you see the Rolling Stones headline? Jonathan Majors' domestic violence case now involves London police. The DA has obtained a police report from officials in London as part of their case. This was written by Cheyenne Roundtree, people of colorless. Cheyenne Roundtree is who wrote this. Shout out to that straightened hair. Salute to everything that she stands for. I'm taking personal shots at her. Yes, I am. Subscribe, like, leave a comment how you feel about it. Last thing I want to do is to summarize what is happening. It is very hard to get Jonathan Majors on the events of March 25th that we got to go into the past. It reminds me of when Amber Heard brought up Katie Holmes, remember the relationship Johnny Depp threw her down the stairs? Well, when she mentioned it, they were allowed to get her into court via Zoom, and she was able to say, no, that didn't happen. That's not the case. I'm very much innocent, yada, yada, yada. Just reaching for some London police reports, medical reports that were unreported, and reaching for all this to try to get him on something that is clearly simple. There are text messages on a phone that are going to say, hey, I'm going to take my life. There's a video of her causing the problem and getting the phone. And according to this taxi cab footage, you're going to see him try to get his phone back. And they're going to make that was an arm twist. What? Wrist lock, take over. Then he got the headlock in, head scissors right afterwards. 1-2, kick out. There was a whole incident in the back of the car. And then when they left the car, that's when he missed the head. That was when he punched the ear, the lacerated the right ear. Did I say that? Did we not say we lacerated the right ear? Say it twice. It's okay. Make it look worse. If March 25th happened, get him. Get him on March 25th. You have the evidence. Go. If something happened in the past, get him on for those charges. But this is about March 25th. I'm not even defending anything he did in 2022. When he turns 22, when he was only 2, I can't. I'm going off of March 20, not 24, before the 26th, that day, that 25th thing, that's the time that this case is relevant to. He has past alleged abuse victims, 40 allegedly, according to Rolling Stones. Shout out to Cheyenne Roundtree. I was just on your Instagram earlier. Lovely pictures. I love the way you rock that unnatural straightened hair that is very, like the proximity to white people's hair is uncanny. It's just like, I think I know what you're going for. Shout out to Cheyenne Roundtree. Big shout out to Tatiana Siegel, Rebecca Ruin for their coverage of this case, which has kind of been absent over the last, 4 months when a lot of these videos were coming out. But now they're back on it with, don't worry, London, they've got her. Oi, Marcus. That's that, man. There's other people covering the case. If you want to see Marcus from the back of the bus explode, his YouTube video is right up there. It's right there. You got 20 seconds to click on that video. And if you haven't clicked on that video, I don't know what you're doing. I'm recommending it. It's quite entertaining to see him just explode. Oi. Bye.